We're going to be doing things a little bit differently today, so I hope you don't mind. I'm trying to conserve my voice a little bit. So we've been talking about Jesus' miracles. We've been thinking a bit about his healings. He actually healed more people that were blind than we're told about others. So at Bethsaida, some people brought a blind man to Jesus and they asked him to touch him. And Jesus led him out of the village, put saliva on his eyes and put his hands on him. And at first the man could see people who were like trees walking around. So Jesus put his hands on the man's eyes again and his sight was fully restored. Another time, in Galilee, Jesus was followed by 2 blind men asking him to have mercy on them. They went to him and he asked them if they believed he was able to heal them. And when they said yes, he touched their eyes and said, "Let it be done according to your faith." And their sight was restored. And as Jesus approached Jericho, he healed a blind man who asked Jesus, "Let me see again." Jesus replied, "Receive your sight, your faith has healed you." And then probably a very familiar passage, Bartimaeus the beggar, who was sitting by the roadside and as Jesus was passing, called out, "Son of David, have mercy on me." And when Jesus asked him what he wanted, Bartimaeus said that he wanted to see. Jesus told him to go on his way. His faith had healed him. And immediately Bartimaeus received his sight and followed Jesus on his journey. And then on another occasion, near the temple in Jerusalem, Jesus healed a man who was born blind. The difference with him was that it seems he didn't ask for healing. The healing miracle was a response to a question from his disciples who linked his blindness to sin. And this time, Jesus spat on the ground and made mud, which he then spread on the man's eyes, and then told him to go and wash in the pool of Siloam, which he did, and he was healed. There's no comment about his faith. This healing was to prove a point, and it led to a confrontation with the Pharisees. Their problem was that they couldn't see Jesus for who he was. We've been singing, "Open the eyes of our heart. We want to see you." But they couldn't see who Jesus was. And it was after this that the man who was healed put his faith in Jesus. So that's the miracle that we're looking at today. But we're going to explore it in small groups. So we're going to get into groups, if you're okay, of 4 or 5 people. And I've got some questions for you to look at. You'll need to make sure you've got Bibles with you. And we'll spend a while just looking at that passage and seeing what we can learn about Jesus, about suffering, about all sorts of things. Worshipping at home, and take some time to look at the passage, John chapter 9, verses 1 to 41. And there'll be some questions on the screen for you. But everybody else, I've got questions on paper because there's more than that. Okay? So if you get yourselves into groups of 4 or 5 and make sure you've got a Bible with you, and we're looking at John 1, verses 1 to 41, the whole chapter. Okay, if you'd like to bring your discussion to a close. An amazing story, isn't it? As I was thinking about it, I couldn't get over the fact that this man who was in his safe little world, which was dark, where he couldn't see anything, but he knew how life worked, suddenly could see. And he didn't know what people looked like. He didn't know what buildings looked like. He didn't know anything. And suddenly, he can see all these things. I think if it had been me, I'd have been petrified. Yeah, it would, this is my safe place. My safe place is in my corner, asking for money. I know everything, and now I know nothing. And for me, I think it was amazing, an absolutely amazing miracle. But I think it would also have been quite frightening. But how did you get on? Did I make the questions too difficult? No? Okay. I think sometimes it's good for us to get into the Bible. Does anybody want to make any comments? No? What about that last question? Are there areas in your life where it's hard to hold on to Jesus? School. Why?
There are so many kids in one area, all have different, they have different values, and some people who you may be friends with, they can drag you down. You can get influenced by the wrong people, and because you want friends so badly, you just go along with it and kind of forget to hold on to your faith and show them that you're Christian.
Well, if I tell you that that's a problem for grown-ups too. So in our workplaces, maybe we find ourselves being pulled down by other people because of their beliefs and their morality and those things. So yeah, it's really difficult for you. And I think school's hard for you because there's so many people telling you need to do this, you need to do that. And we all want friends, don't we? So thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Because, not necessarily, being any, hard to believe in him, but, live the way that we're supposed to. Because there's lots of people who have, first, they've tried to start arguments. If I share one thing about my faith, then they'll try and deny it, and then it'll go on, and then it goes sometimes the bit too extreme where they've told me that I'm gonna go to hell. And, no, that doesn't affect me, because that's just stupid, because I know that they're the ones that are going to hell, and they're trying to start something on me when I'm trying to keep calm, and I'm just trying to, portray my faith as well, while they're over there getting mad at something that they've started. And it just shows the difference between us.
Thank you. Thank you. We need to pray for our young people, don't we? Because when I was at school, people didn't talk about faith, really. But it's very much a part of their lives because they have so many different religions around them. And it's hard for them to do what Jesus wants them to do. It's hard for them to argue. And it's easy to get pulled down, just like Eden was saying. It's easy to get pulled down doing what other people want them to do. Yeah? So we need to pray for our young people. They don't have it easy. No.
The child comes to we don't have to support them. The child brings his love, we don't have to support them. What happens to the Christians for them? What are you giving to them? Even if they're giving up chocolate for them, what support are you giving them to say, okay, you're giving up chocolate? Are they allowed to? Are they not allowed that? It's not there. So the children are struggling. The system is not helping. It's supporting one person and the other. And then when it comes to other religions, they take them to the Sikh temple, they take them to the Buddhist temple. I've never seen them saying, organizing a trip to the cathedral, or we're going to the church to see what the church looks like. So, yes, we having our children talking on the road and trying to follow their faith, trying to say, I'm a Christian, and this is what I believe in. It's really not supporting them as well to say, this is your faith. You need to support you or what you believe in, rather than we're telling other people to read your faith.
Yeah, exactly. The Equality Act doesn't actually happen, does it? When I was at school, we all got taken to church on Ash Wednesday, the first day of Lent. The whole school walked down the road to the church service. I don't know the last time I've seen that happen. Yeah. 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 And we need to pray for one another as we do, don't we? For instance. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I love the fact that you said there's an opportunity there, and there is an opportunity there. As Christian, I've been brought up when I'm fasting, to keep myself and to, not telling everyone I'm fasting, and that's what I've done for many years until this year. And I started learning exactly that way until this week, when I went to work and the lady sitting next to me, I was just holding some peanuts that someone had given me to go take to my locker. And she went, "Oh, there you go, showing food when I'm fasting." And I went, "I'm fasting too." And she was like, "Oh." And I went, "I'm fasting, you didn't know what?" All day about fasting and not fasting. And people eat about it and it doesn't bother me. And she went, "Oh, I didn't know people fast." And I went, "You do? That's what you just gave up fasting." I said, "Well, you have," and I educated her. So for us, we need to educate and maybe young children now she's right to school and go, "It's less and my child has given up something and they need support." And I think, for this conversation last week, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. Whatever is next week, I'm going to be sending an email on our WhatsApp group of work and go, "Yeah, I'm dancing now." And then I just really see people on that.
Yeah, so drawing attention. Yeah, drawing attention to the fact that we're trying to follow Jesus, we're trying to live the way that he wants us to. We're doing things to help us grow in our faith. And making sure people realise that that's happening. Yeah. Okay, well let's carry on the conversation. Okay, because we haven't got too much time now to carry on, but we could go on a bit longer, but I think we'll leave it there but carry on that conversation over coffee and share some of those things that you have learned. We're going to sing. "I was once in darkness, but now my eyes can see."